online guy. Just going to wait for a couple of people to get on, and then we'll get into it. And I'll just check the health, make sure everything is doing what it needs to do from my end. And actually, how do we determine that? Let's have a look. Now, guys, this is a real-time SEO / conversion rate optimization / growth hacking audit of a business. Now, I do these daily. Oh, actually, that's a lot. I try and do them as regularly as I can. Sometimes I'm in a position where I can do them more often. But guys, this one is a user request. This has come from you guys, a fellow watcher who's asked me to have a look at a site. He is actually an SEO, so this is going to be a really good example of how to do SEO, which is not something we always get to look at. But this website was sent in. So guys, if you want me to have a look at your website, obviously there's no charge to this. It's just something that I like to do because it helps to keep my skill sharp, and if I can share my knowledge with others, that's what it's all about. So today we're actually going to have a look at Ashburton Dental Centre, which is a dentist in Ashburton, obviously. The beauty about this is, it's like I said, just be forewarned. This is actually a really, really good example of how to do search engine optimization. So I'm pretty excited to run everyone through that. I had a quick look before, and yeah, there's definitely some things there. So let's just look straight into it. And obviously, if you have any questions or anything like that, please let me know in the chat. So if whatever platform you're watching on, whether it's YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, or whatever, just jump in the chat, type in your question, and I should see it come up on the right-hand side here, and as you guys should see it too. So yeah, make sure you jump in and you leave your chat, your comments, and I'll get to them. But without further ado, let's actually have a look at this site here. So the first thing I'll do is close that because you guys don't need to see that. Let's have a look. So we are looking at ashburtondentalcentre.com.au. Now, for those who are not aware, let me just move. Let me just work out what's going on here. I might drop the overlay. No, let's do that. Yeah, there we go. So this is Ashburton Dental Centre. Like I said, it was sent in and requested that we have a look. And for context, I'm looking at this on a 32-inch screen, so it's going to look bigger than potentially what you may see it. So it's always good to do that. But I always, when I do this stuff, I always like to look at the website first, because a lot of marketing, 99% of marketing goes to the homepage, goes to the website, especially when it comes to digital marketing. So we need to make sure that the homepage is done to a level, the website is done to a really high level that's designed to convert, because the worst thing we can do as a business is have a glorified business card. So the first litmus test I like to do when I look at a site is go, do I know what these guys do in the first, say, 7 seconds? If I can't determine that in the first 3 to 7 seconds, then all hope's lost, basically, because you need to know that. So we're looking here, and we have $149 new patient scale and clean offer at Ashburton Dental Centre, Gosnells. Okay, so things I like. First thing I really like about this is that you can tell this is them. I really like the idea that, if you've got a local business, you really should be showing the team and the people within that business, because the biggest hurdles of any walk-in business is getting people to actually walk through the door. So they need to be super familiar with what they're looking at. And if they're not, then there's less chance they're going to walk through the door. So the first thing I do is I look at this and I go, I really like this. Now, the thing I will say though, and I know the person who built this site is watching, right? So hopefully it's taken in the spirit it's intended. But like I say, don't jump into the ring if you're not willing to cop a few punches, because that's what I do here. So basically, let me just double check this is working. So I'm looking at and he's driving, so I'm going to try and explain this a little bit better. But what I'm looking at here is the above the fold section. So this section here is called the above the fold. It's the first thing that most people see when they're on a website. The first thing I will say is that from a readability perspective, that's actually quite difficult to read. Now it's obviously there for an SEO perspective. If I was going to type in Ashburton Dental Center, dental center, let's have a look here. I'm tipping that that's a H1, and that's going to come up when we type that in. No, there it is there. So they've got a different meta title and description, so that's good. But you can see here, this is coming up as the first thing. The thing is that it's actually really difficult to read. We actually have two gradients of blue, of this aqua blue color here. Now I know why it's there, because obviously our color scheme is this here, but it's actually really, really difficult to read. And I mean, this is probably the thing you want to read mostly anyway, but this really needs to either sit on a darker background, or we need to like use a tertiary color, even if it's this green potentially. We need a tertiary color in this color scheme to highlight things that are important, because like if you think about it, if I just go like this, your eyes draw it here, which is really good, but this is basically almost ignored by the brain. But see, when I do it like that, highlight it, you can see it really well. So I think this $149 new patient scale and clean offer needs to do two things. Firstly, it needs to either, okay, Brenton, thanks for tuning in, mate. Hopefully hopefully your jiu-jitsu's going well over there, and thanks for tuning in. Redone his site. If you want to look at it, jump back in time and have a look up. Like I said, I like to do these. So the first thing is, it's hard to read and it's taking up valuable real estate, but it's an important offer. So what I would actually suggest we do is either make this either a tertiary color, either run it as a build it into the image and put it down here across the right hand side or the left or across the bottom or something in a different color scheme, in a tertiary color scheme, or we put it as a headline banner up here, because it's just not noticeable. If we have some kind of compelling offer that we're trying to give to people and it's not being used in here, let's see what our meta title and description is actually. So we should be able to come in here. So it's just a header. That's a really weird header, but that's a header. It's not doing it. So, but if we are going to have it here, hypothetically, we need to make sure that it's clickable. It's got to go somewhere. Even if it's to a contact us page or it jumps to the form, someone sees that and they're ready to take an action. They're gonna like lose the thought process by the time they get to this bottom bit. And I really like this. I think this is really good. I kind of think it needs to be, Gosnells needs to be either next to it here or with a comma for it to make sense. And then this third bit of writing here needs to be a different color because it's just hard to read. The thing you could do though is darken this background image, but then that, because it's a very light website, you could potentially darken this background so that it stands out a little bit more. Then we have book online today, which is obviously our primary call to action, and our mobile number. Good, 2 call to actions. I would look at making a tertiary color for our call to action because again, it doesn't stand out as well as it should, and I really don't know about it going fading to a clear back button. This really should like fade to either a lighter color. So you could go like I don't know. There's ways to play around with this, but if fading to that makes it very difficult to read, especially where I'm looking, and you don't want someone having to do this to work out what it says. Then up the top here, it's covered by my online guy logo, but that says book online. That really should say book online today. That should be the same call to action as that, especially if it's got the same font and color. If it's got the same font and color, I think it's a good chance to make that the same. I would also look at either, you've got this big space here because we've gone a center menu. We could almost put our trading details across the top here because a lot of people that are coming to the homepage are going to be looking for our contact details and our like phone number and address and things like that. So it could be a good chance to do that. And then this number layouts, I don't know necessarily about that, but I mean, that's a neither here or there, but it's good that we got 2 call to actions. And We are your trusted Gosnell's dentist. Okay, cool. Now, what page ranks for Gosnell's dentist? Gosnell's dentist. Let's see. And that's us. That's Ashburton Dental Centre Gosnells. That's our Gosnells Dental Centre Ashburton. Okay, so our homepage does, which is fine. So we got our. So this is above the fold. There's a few things that we can do there. We're in the second section of the page here. We are your trusted Gosnells dentist. I like this. I would highlight trusted too though, but we're probably doing this from an SEO perspective. Let's have a look here. Let's see what we got. So I wonder if this is technically bolded. Let's have a look here. Sorry, this is like I said, this website is more. See, even on the mobile, it doesn't necessarily stand out as well as it needs to. Sorry. So let's have a look here. Okay, so we're having a look over here. Accent color is green. So we have our tertiary color scheme. So you can see over here, this is the code for the site, and you can see that. So what we're trying to determine is if it's been bolded. Sand, body. Okay, so from a spacing perspective, obviously it's been built mobile responsive, which is really good. But I would highlight trusted as well, because whatever we're bolding and whatever we're emphasizing needs to create an emotional attachment. That's why I don't necessarily mind this. I would just call it a new 149 new patient offer or something, but we need to bold what will create an emotional attachment in the client, in the potential client. So trusted probably should be bolded over Gosnell's dentist, in my opinion, unless we've explicitly done it from an SEO standpoint, and that's bolded text. We're proud to offer affordable fees and a range of payment options available to you. Really needs a full stop there. So we've got our services. So they're from the hierarchy of movement through the site at the moment is like booking online and getting and contacting. If they're not ready to do that, we guide them to the services that we offer. Now you can do this either way. I always like to have our our about section as the first thing. That's this is more personal preference. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just more like as a hierarchy of content. I like to have, if they're not ready to book here, then they probably need to learn more about us. But this is fine as well. Like if they come to this as a brand of search and then go to this, I really like this. I like the fact that these icons are simple and they say what we do and they fit the color scheme. I really like that. So we have a friendly team that will work closely with knowledge. Our goal is to build a comfortable professional relationship. Yep, learn more, which goes to our dentistry page. Same. Awesome. Love it. There's not too many choices here. It's our clear movement through the site. I would also look at maybe putting a heading here, something like our check out a full range of service or something. It can be worded better, but just something to give Google some context to where these internal links go to could really work well. I would also, this is just again a preference. This is unless you explicitly see that, and on mobile it probably comes up a little bit easier. It's easier to see, but unless you explicitly say that, I would probably make this whole thing linkable. And I would make it so it hovers as someone goes over top of it. So if I go over the top of that, make the box pop out slightly, just so they know it's a clickable element, and then get them to click and then they can learn more. It's not a neither here or there, because like I said, it's all about conversion rate, and you can run experiments to do this. But why choose our Ashburton Dentist Centre as your Gosnell's dentist? Pure written from an SEO perspective, it's written well, and I think everyone needs to write their headings a little bit more like this. It could read a little bit better. It's quite long. So why choose our Ashburton Dental Centre as your Gosnell's dentist? Is why I think this needs to be why choose Ashburton Dental Centre as your dentist, Gosnell's dentist. Now, this is where the balance between SEO and copywriting is really important, because That is written purely to rank for Gosnell's dentists. But really, I would change this to your dentist in Gosnell's. Just, you may get a slight penalty from an SEO perspective. It won't rank as fast, but it reads a lot better because this is a professional service. You know, some mums trusting their kid with you. You need to make sure that the content is really good. We are family friendly, gentle, and caring. Our team is friendly, professional, and committed. Our team is friendly, professional, and committed to providing the best dental care possible. You'll find that we provide a comprehensive dental service, including root canal. So these are internal links that are really good, and I'll talk about these in a sec. And emergency. And we also offer dental emergency appointments if ever. Insurance, yep, and Gosnell's. So internal links. So I want to talk about this heading for a sec. Firstly, I love this. I love the clear. I love the really light, airy theme. All I will say is that you can see this is slightly cut here. Could be worth working out how to make that block stand out a little bit to blend in a little bit better. But it's not. It's a neither here or there. I think it's not going to affect conversion rates. But so why choose us is our heading title. So I think that will be our H2 title just here. Let me have a look. We'll go through this in a second as well. Why choose us is our H2, so that's why that's there. But I really want to talk about internal links for a sec. So you can see here, all these are internal links. So they're designed to take someone to another part of the website. That's what basically an internal link is. So you can see here, if I clicked on dental emergency, you can see it goes to the emergency dentist page, which is good, which is where you want to be, right? But so that's really good, and I think more businesses need those internal links in their site. The reason you want to have those is because, look, a human may click on these potentially, and you can use tools to determine that. But the main reason we do it is to create flows for the crawlers that Google uses to move through the website effectively. So you can never have too many internal links. And if you've seen a website that's been optimized by good SEO, you'll see that there's internal links everywhere that link internally through the site and external ones. But you can even see here, internal link there, internal link there, internal link there, internal link. So there's heaps of internal links, which is really, really good. This is something you would generally do after after you build the website. This is part of the SEO you would do. Now I'm going to see if we get extra credit here and look at this image and see if it's been named. So you can see, wow, good job there. So you can see where they've created an image for it, and it's got the actual name of the image. You can see there it says Ashburton Dental Centre. Good ticks there. That's a good sign that a good SEO has been doing this. But you can see here, you can see that that's a great picture to have. It's a good way to get 3 pictures in, and it's novel. It's different. All I would say is I would try and align it with the full width of the content. That's just a personal preference. And then we got the same call to actions. We got book online and contact us. It could be. I haven't looked at the rest of the site. I would actually probably try and change this to learning more about us. Learn more about the team potentially. Oh, we got our meet our dentist section. Do we have an about us section? Yeah, so we got an about us page here. I would be trying to get that about us link on the homepage somewhere. And this is a great place to do it. Learn more about it, because if they're not ready to, if they haven't clicked on one of these services, so I would pick one of these call to actions to be our primary in the body, and then I would flick over to go or learn more about us. I would probably just switch it to learn more about us personally. Meet our family friendly dentists. Is that a plural as well? I think it is. I think that's been done right. Let's have a look. Dentist plural. So dentists. No, see, that doesn't sound right. So that's family friendly dentist. I would change that to dental team potentially, just from a readability perspective. We mentioned a lot of our. Oh, you got dentists up here. So this needs to be meet our family friendly dentists. And this is a really good spot to have a little bit about the dentist to give some more context, because this is going to a page. So it's combined 100 years of experience. Could be a really good spot to have that. And then you can see that was, I did what a user will do there, and that's click on the image and not the writing. So I really would have this whole box clickable. And I would do this same thing for these boxes up here. Try and keep consistency across it, because I went, that's clickable, went to click on it, nothing happens, and I click the name, and that takes us to the doctor, and then it goes to learn more, and that's a jump link to somewhere that doesn't go anywhere. All right, so we're one step ahead, so we need to fix that, obviously. Let's go back. Your smile is a priority here. A qualified dentist. You know, this could be talking about our. We're just trying to get our internal links on there. Payment options. See our payment options. I like the fact that that's highlighted. Got our social proof here. Book online. Special offer. There's a bit of that special offer is in a weird spot. That shouldn't be there. I think that's something that's been carried over that from the design. But then it talks about here. Okay, so that needs to be highlighted. So like the top bit has been done really well, and then it starts to fall off a little bit towards the bottom here. I like the fact that we've got call to actions everywhere we go. Now it's a great learning point here for people that are building sites and doing SEO, is that if you have more than 3 call to actions on a page, your conversion rate goes up by almost 50%. I get a lot of questions by people going, oh, there's too many call to actions. But you got to remember, when they're ready to make a decision, we need them to click. And see, we went from like having the mobile phone as our call to action as well to just having book online. So we need to be consistent. We either need to have both or just have book online. We need to pick one. And then we've gone a different color scheme down here. I'm not sure if there's a specific reason we've gone to this color scheme, but that's something that I would try and keep consistent on the page. And then I would actually probably change this to a map. That's just my opinion, because some people need a map to determine where they are, reference points, or one of the map of the actual, like showing the front of the building, or a picture of the front of the building, just so that's some context, because this is like trying to give people directions. So we want to kind of give that to people there potentially. The footer looks really good. That's linked. Always like to check this to see. Okay, so their Instagram's not linked down the bottom here, so you can see I'm looking here, and I'm actually looking for those playing at home across the bottom here. We need to link our Instagram. We need to link our YouTube, and Google Maps is linked, which is really good. Got our legal privacy statement and a Google Maps ID, which is really good. So overall, there's nothing wrong with these pages, but like when you actually like cast a bit of an eye, there's a few little tweaks here and there that need to be done. But like I said, the home page in most cases is actually the least important page of the website. The most important pages are our services, which we have gone really, really deep with. Wow. Okay, so we have a lot. We have very, very deep links here, which probably creates its own issue. But let's have a look. We want to like see consistency, so we're going to open up a few of these tabs. So we got our dental. Put the smile back into our dental. Get your smile back with dental implants in Gosnell. So that's the Gosnells is in there for when people type in dental implants Gosnells. If I was to type in that in now, dental implants Gosnells, you can see the right page is showing up for the right thing. So that's really good. That's what you want to see. So that means that whatever is being done here is working well. If you're thinking about getting a tooth replaced, blah, 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 a dentist, I'm not going to read it all. Book, yep. So we got our call to actions. When it comes to respiratory dentistry, we're here to help. So that's something that I would fix. It looks clickable. Again, we're trying not to detract from the user experience here. So that looks clickable, but it's not actually. So this could be done in that bolded, or maybe a different font or big font or something like that. When it comes to respiratory, many different procedures can be done with your teeth. One example of this is dental implants. Yet many people are still unsure what dental implants are or how they work. What are dental implants? The benefits and why choose us? and FAQs. So like from an SEO perspective, this page is really good. What I would say though is that we have this as a top level page here. I know, so cosmetic dentistry, this was our top level page here. Yep, excellent. Okay, so like it's exactly the right structure. So we want to make sure that we basically have links that go all the way to the pages really, really deep in the site. So you can see here, like if you look at this menu, it goes 3 deep. So we want to make sure that we have a cosmetic dentistry page which guides people to the different parts of the site, which this is doing here. So you can see that's done really well, the benefits of it. Using the kid, awesome. Really believe in using pictures. And then we got some FAQs tucked into drop downs, which is really good. This is fine. Again, consistent color scheme. I don't know about using the tertiary color for that. Let's go up here quickly. Cosmetic dentistry services in Gosnells. Now, I'm not sure about using a stock image here, but let's have a look and see if it's been changed. See if the name of it hasn't. Come on. You did it on the homepage, but you didn't change the name of this stock image here. So this really should be like cosmetic dentistry in Gosnells. See the name here? You probably might not be able to see it, but that name there needs to be changed. So, it's what's called on-page SEO. So you have on-page SEO and off-page SEO. On-page SEO is anything we can do to our website that creates signals to Google, and then external off-page SEO is anything we can do externally to point to our site that creates signals. So we want to make sure we're giving Google the best signals from our website, and naming our images is one way we can do that. Obviously, it's a stock image. If we're going to use a stock image, let's change the name of the image. Cosmetic dentistry, yep, got link to veneers there. At Ashburton, Gosnells dentist, and that links back to the homepage. So we really want, what we're trying to do here is make the homepage rank for Gosnells dentist, which is fine, which is basically what we want to see. And then we got all our links. Again, same deal. We need to make this all clickable. We want to see if these images have changed. That one's called Bridges, which is good. Yep, that's called Bridges. Awesome. So we changed the image there, but we didn't change the image, name of the image on the header. This is fine. Yep. So this page is really good. And if I type in cosmetic dentistry in Gosnells, you'll see that this ranks probably. Let's have a look. Ashburton dentist. So we got that one, and I'm not sure how long the website's been up, but then you can see the right pages ranking here. So from a structure perspective, it's been done really well. And then, so the rest, I'd imagine the rest of the website follows that. So we have our dental implants, and then we have different types. So really, we should be linking to these other implants, types of implants in this page, because it follows a hierarchy of the menu. So I would have a little box here that's down here, probably here, that links to our other dental implant services, just to give Google internal links to get to this page, because I'm not sure exactly where these are linked, but there could be potentially what's called an orphan page that doesn't have a link going to it, except for this menu. That's not technically an orphan, but like it's basically an orphan. Google is not going to search 3 deep in a menu for an item. You need to link to it, potentially, depending on what it is, of course. But again, we spoke about that. So overall, let's keep looking. So payment options, we talk about that. It's really good. That there doesn't link to anything, but we got those that link. So we're really hammering a lot of pages. Now, this is why this website structure is really good, by the way. This is an example. This is like a masterclass on how to show up for lots and lots of keywords, and I'll show you that in a sec. I already know for a fact that we're going to show up for we're going to have a very, very deep keyword depth and a very, very broad keyword breadth. And I'll show you what that means in a sec, but it's really, really good to see, because the way you get volume in search is by casting a really wide net, because not everyone is going to type in dentist in Gosnells. Some people are going to type in dental implants in Gosnell. Some people are going to type in orthodontics or Invisalign. And so we need to make sure we have pages, because Google is an intent-driven machine. It wants to show the right page for the right search result. So you can see here, if I typed in cosmetic dentistry, you can see what shows up is a cosmetic dentistry page, not the home page, not an Invisalign page. It meets the intent of the search result, and that's really important to see. So that's really good. Now, I just want to have a look at the About page quickly, and then we have a new patients form. Let's have a look at that. So we got our new patients. So we really should be linking to this. If that's our, so we have our special offers in here. We're not linking to them for some reason. So the homepage really should link to this, this page here. And we should have highlighted this. And now this asterisk, what does that go to? You've got to have the terms and conditions of this offer somewhere. Just little things like that. Now let's have a look at the contact us page quickly. Yep, so you got to remember, so contact us. We've got that's our main way of getting on this side of getting people to book us. So you got Health Engine. You've got a form here to submit a contact form. I really like the fact that it's a bit styled. This image is a little bit blurry. I think it could be worth swapping out. This is a great place to put the picture at front of the business or a picture of the team. Contact us easily by phone or by visiting the dental clinic. So this really should be linked to the map of the site. Call us. That's obviously supposed to be a D or just removed. Mun-Fry. Saturday, Sunday. I would also bold these out potentially, and then book an online appointment. Reserve your. I don't know about reserve your spot. It's the wrong context for what we're talking about here in dentistry. It needs to be more localized. So it might be like book your appointment or something like that, or reserve an appointment, reserve a booking or something like that. I don't know what that should be, but that doesn't read right. Got to remember that anything that doesn't read or sound right will cause someone to question the information that they're reading. So we want to make sure that it's passes a sniff test, so to speak. So reserve your spot sounds like we're trying to book in for a restaurant, not booking at a dentist. And I'm nitpicking, obviously, but it's actually a really important concept for people to understand. So we're looking at the blogs here. We obviously don't have any blogs just yet, which is fine. That's no problems at all. These are all linked, it looks like. That's good. Awesome. And then contact blogs linked. I would link this address again. We got the map here, which is really good. Now let's have a look at quickly have a look at our on-page SEO. Want to make sure that our hierarchy is right. So every page should have its custom meta and title, even though Google may not look at it. This is what shows up in the search result. Every business this is what's called on-page, should have a very compelling emotional call to action to get people to click through from a search result, because there's no use ranking number one if no one's going to click it. So we want to make sure that when someone types in Gosnell Dental, when they're looking at the search result here and comparing 5 or 6 options, this is this is what it stacks up against everyone else, and you can see we've done that here. So that's really good to see. That's how you know someone that does SEO a lot is doing this. And I was on the homepage, so let's have a look again. So that's good. Don't worry about the keywords. Homepage is fine. We've got one clear H1. Every homepage should have one H1, which is really good, and then our H2s. So it follows a proper structure. I don't know about making that our H1 though. That really should not be our H1. Our H1 should be Ashburton Dental Centre, in my opinion, and Gosnell's. We are Gosnell's. Yep, that's fine. This is good. Why choose us? So that's a weird one. I believe that shouldn't be the case. That should be either removed as a H and made a div, or that one there. That's fine. Images. So you can see, we can see all the images have been named, which is really all set for the logo. Oh yeah, no, it's named. Sorry. Shout out hasn't been named, so we should probably name that. And then links, you can see we have 51 internal links. but that includes all the homepage, the menu stuff as well. Looks good. Everything else looks really good. So from an on-page perspective, this website's been done really well. Now let's have a look at where the rubber meets the road. So this tool is called Ahrefs, which is a tool that's designed to check keyword rankings and just check metrics that are important from an SEO perspective. I can already tell just by looking at this that we are doing very well from a ranking perspective, and that a lot of that's to do with our keyword depth and breadth. Now, I want to compare this to a website that maybe doesn't have as many pages, so you can see the difference. So let's have a look at some of these other competitors. I'm tipping that a lot of these guys have had work done. Treatments, see they've got a lot of pages, that's fine. It's a very competitive space. That's fine. I'm just going to find someone a little bit lower that obviously won't have a lot of Genesis Dental. I may not be able to find one. It's a very competitive space, you see. See, everyone's got heaps, but what I mean by a very, very deep keyword depth and a wide keyword breadth is if I go and look at the pages that rank, you can see we have lots of pages that can potentially rank. So you can see when the website was built. Basically, right around here, October is probably when it launched, is my guess, just looking at this. But you can see we have a lot of pages that show up in our search results. Okay, so we have an article here, but it's not linked. Okay, so that's just been redirected. That's fine. But you can see like that ranks for 5 keywords. Our Ruth ranks for 28 keywords. Gum disease treatment ranks for, and if I look at the keyword it ranks for, I hate this new Ahrefs tool. Let me go back to the old one because it's more familiar. All right, so you can see here, if I go to Australia, you can see we rank for lots of keywords. All of our pages rank for a few keywords. Now, if I pick one of these and have a look, emergency dentist, you can see it ranks for walk-in dentist, emergency dental work, really good. If I look at dentures, you can see it ranks for denture costs, how much a denture costs, denture making, real good teeth whitening, ranks for teeth whitening chair. That's a bit off, but like gum disease. So like if you just had one page that was about dentistry and maybe a couple of services, you'd rank for like 20 or 30 keywords, but you wouldn't rank for all these other ones that drive traffic. So we have a really wide keyword breadth because lots of pages rank. And the reason we have that on this site is because our services, we have so many services, and we've broken our core business down into its clusters. We have the keyword clusters. And then you can see from a keyword perspective, we rank for so many good strong keywords: Ashburton dentist, Gosnell's dentist, Dr. Hassan Gosnell's, and you can see the pages that rank are the right pages. So from an SEO perspective, this page probably needs minimal work. What I will look at is the backlink profile. Sorry if I expose some stuff that shouldn't be exposed here, but it's always good to look at where backlinks, because a backlink is anywhere on the internet that someone else is linking back to us, and there's I've done videos on backlinks and what makes a good and bad one, but it's always good to check if we've got good links, and it looks like it's a pretty solid backlink profile without having too much of a quick look. It looks really, really good. So from an SEO perspective, it's not a matter of if, but when when this company gets the amount of leads that they determine, whoever they're working with, that they're a success. So from my aspect, looking at this, if this company approached me about doing the SEO for them, I go, well, why would you want me to do it? It's a good job's being done already. Besides those quality of life tweaks, that's definitely the next step for whoever's running this campaign, is potentially going back to the client and go, let's start optimizing. We're getting traffic volume now. You can see they get a lot of traffic, which is really good. They're getting a lot of clicks. Let's optimize the homepage, the pages to convert better, run some experiments and do conversion rate optimization. That's the next step for these guys, because whatever they're doing is working, from an SEO perspective, is working really well. You can see that by the volume of keywords they're ranking for and the increase in traffic value over time. So yeah, overall, this is like a solid 8 or 9 out of 10. Besides those little things that need to be tweaked on the website, that just need to be improved because maybe they were missed. It's a solid one. This is one of the more solid websites that I've come across. So credit where credit's due. It's done really well. So thanks once again for letting me look. Now, guys, as always, if you want me to have a look at your site and cast an eye over it, just let me know and I'll add it to the list and I'll get to it when I do the next video. But hopefully everyone got some value out of that. If you have any questions in the meantime, just ping me on Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever you've seen this, and I'll answer them as I come across them. But thanks once again for tuning in. Thanks, Brenton, for commenting, and enjoy the rest of your day.